Little drug baby from the cracked out lady, screaming in the night, struggling through the fight for life. Lost in this place called hell, on his way to a jail cell. Crying for another hit. How in the hell do I make sense of this? Little child, ain't even 1 year old. why. Lost in this place called hell, on his way to a jail cell. On his way. Little drug baby from this cracked out lady. Will he have a chance to grow up and be a man? Where could the father be? Little drug baby, he just don't wanna see. Lost in this place called hell, on his way to the right hand jail cell. On his way. What will he grow up to be? No opportunity in this so-called community. Will he pick up his gun and shoot at you and me? Y'all don't hear me. No, you just can't see. Little drug baby, what's he gonna be? Little drug baby, little drug baby, little drug baby, little drug baby. Leto family, Shalom, Shalom, Hotep, Peace, Baragani, Jumbo. Greetings to you in whatever language you decide you want to use. Hope y'all doing all right tonight, family. Wherever you are in this diaspora. You know, I look at the news and I see the things that they put on the news. Some things we may consider distractions, some are. Some may consider this a distraction. The Jussie Smollett case. It's a mystery behind all that, if you ask me. I did a video back in 2019 when Jussie Smollett, they say, I think ordered some Subway or something, went to a Subway or something later, early in the a.m., like 5, 6 something a.m., something like that, I think it was. And he was harassed by some Trump supporters or something like that. Now, I believe that, with Hollywood, Shakespeare, they say that the world is a stage. Everybody's an actor, especially in Hollywood, though. These people are never out of character. They're always in character. We think sometimes that just because they're on television, that that's the only time that they're in character. But the cameras are always rolling with these folks, whether they're somewhere at a theater, giving a review on a new movie, whether they walking the red carpet at some award show, about to get a Golden Globe award, or whether they walking off to a restaurant, coming out of a department store. They're always in character. That's just the way it goes with these Hollywood actors and actresses. And a lot of them, like I've been telling y'all for a while now, are not even the gender that you think you're looking at. A lot of them are not the gender you think that you're looking at. Yeah, so what am I saying? A lot of them are inverted creatures. See, back in the day, before the pale-faced man and woman, or the man, got the cameras, started filming their actors and actresses or what have you. They didn't allow women. Back in the cabaret days, there were no women. The men played the men and the women. That's the way it was, and that's where these pale faces have been doing it in Hollywood too. Your big A-list actors that you think and actresses are so wonderful, sometimes ain't the gender that you think you're looking at. Some singers as well. Some sports entertainers as well. You see what happened with Bruce Jenner. Turned 67 or something, 65 or something, then want to go and get his ding-a-ling pushed up in his belly. But that's what they do with the so-called transgender woman. They take the penis and push it up in the belly, and that becomes the vagina. Why Europeans do this, I haven't figured that all the way out yet, but that's something that they do. Do you think I'm joking? Just go back and do your research. Malcolm said it best. History is best proved to reward all research. Greetings, my sister. I see you. So, history, again, is best proved to reward all research according to what Malcolm told us. And this is 2022. Now, in 2020, I think we should have been kind of sharpening up our vision on our spiritual vision, on our surroundings, and on the things that have been presented to us that control us, our thought processes. Television is a number one tool used to program the masses. They've made televisions big as hell now. Your TV, you can go over some folks' house and their TV take up half the damn wall. It's so damn big. You got TV mounts on the wall. They ain't worth a damn though. You drop one of them, that's it. You might well forget it. I don't give a damn how much you pay for a 47-inch, 52-inch. Ain't worth a damn. Let you drop it. See what happens. But anyway, they want to make the characters bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Then they got Tubi, TV. They got Prime Video. They got Netflix. Constant movies constantly coming out. You can sit there and watch programs all day. Now you have to understand that it's called television for a reason. There is a vision that is being told, the vision of the director and the producer. I used to be in television. I spent 19 years in television, total. I learned a lot about television. When I was doing public access television shows, I learned a whole lot. TV ain't what you think. It was designed to do what? To program you, to entertain you. And the vast, vast majority of the shows are what they call fiction, fake. Every now and then they come out with a movie and they say it's a true story or this is based on true events. But even in those, they kind of exaggerate somewhat to make it entertaining. And what does entertain mean? They want to enter into your mind and contain you long enough to program you. You got computers where you can watch TV now. You got the iPads you can watch TV now. You got your telephones you can watch TV now. They make sure you're going to get television. They make sure they're going to give you their vision through that through that TV. They make sure you're going to get it. They make sure you finna get this programming. So you see, if you haven't been watching television with the thought process that you want to overstand and understand, not understand, overstand and understand what the director is trying to direct you in, what direction the director is trying to direct your attention in. The producer is trying to produce a thought process within you. If you haven't been watching television to understand those points, you've been watching it wrong. You've been watching television to be programmed. And Hollywood is an actual wood used to make magic wands. So it's all a show. But they don't pay actors and actresses millions of dollars to get on television for nothing. They don't have acting schools. You know, what they call the art, and art imitates life. They don't have all of that for no reason in this country. And America, I believe, is number one as far as television and getting their programming messages out. I don't really know about other nations because I haven't lived there long enough. Been there. Been other places, but not lived long enough to figure out the television and what they're doing on TV. Because at the times I was traveling in the military, different parts of the world, I wasn't even thinking like this. Had no knowledge of this. Had no knowledge that television was going to be used or was being used to control the trolls, us. I had no idea at the time. But now I understand it quite clearly. And anyway, back in 2019, Jussie Smollett, like I said, went to Subway or something, was supposed to have got harassed by some white Trump supporters in the streets of Chicago. Then they come out and say, well, you know, he paid two Nigerian actors to $3,500 apiece to put this charade on. Yeah, and he was Jussie Smollett, the character, the person, I'm not convinced that it's a he. But anyway, Jussie Smollett, the character, the person, was had like I said, paid them actors to make it seem like he had been robbed or something like that, roughed up. And it was because the person was Jussie Smollett, that is, the character, was disappointed and disgruntled with its pay on Empire. And I remember when Empire came out, boy, our people was all into Empire. Don't call me when Empire come on. Don't text me when Empire come on. Cutting the damn phone off. Had a phone on 24/7, 365, except when Empire come on. People was actually going to people's houses to sit down and watch Empire like it was just the greatest thing there was since butter biscuits. I mean, some of them went so far as to dress up. Man, Empire, you dress. I mean, dressing up, putting on dress clothes like they go on the church service. It was a religion, a religious experiment. It programmed these Negroes to the point where they wanted to dress up. They felt like they was respecting themselves if they dressed up to go sit down at somebody's house and watch Empire. And the main character was who? Jussie Smollett. You know, where did Jussie come from and his sister Journey? Did you all know that the Smollett family had a lot to do with Hollywood coming up as little ones? They was thrown in Hollywood real quickly. And see, Hollywood is strange because some of them babies that's born or that you see in Hollywood, they're not really the children of those they claim are the mothers and fathers. I believe that Hollywood been snatching children. Hollywood been breeding folk, putting folks together that look like other folks, letting them have babies. Some of the men, even in Hollywood, that y'all think are women. I mean, some of the women you think are men, some of the men in Hollywood, or those that we think are men, is breeders, Hollywood breeders, having babies. That's why the baby be looking so much like them. Yeah, Hollywood is it's a whole lot deeper than what you think. But anyway, the Smollett family got off in Hollywood early. Let's look at it. Let me share a video, John. Let me say this. None of these videos, YouTube, are copyrighted. So don't come with that copyright claim nonsense. This ain't hate speech neither. Okay? Maybe speech that you love to hate, but it ain't hate speech. All right? Fair use. All right? Here we go. Let me share a screen with y'all. I want y'all to check a video out here. Let's look at the family of Jussie Smollett.
Jake, Jazz, Jussie, Journey, Jockey, and JoJo, some are stuck in scandal, some are rising stars, and all of them are pretty good cooks. Here's everything you need to know about the Smollett family.
We have arrived!
The Smollett siblings are the children of Joel Smollett Sr., a Russian-Polish Jew, and Jeanette Smollett, an African-American from New Orleans. The couple moved around a lot when the kids were young, alternating between the East and West Coast. According to a 2020 interview by Essence with Jazz and Jake, they relocated between states as many as 13 times. The siblings revealed that their parents had very little in those days, so they got creative. When the nomadic family stayed settled long enough, Jeanette Smollett made a brand new kitchen table big enough for them all to eat at. Recalling the DIY project, Jazz Smollett told Essence, "She literally built it with her own hands. She went to the lumberyard, got the wood. It was all her creation and her brainchild. They didn't have much money at all when they started out, so they built all of their furniture, actually." Jazz, who was speaking to the mag to promote the cookbook she and her siblings released together, went on to reveal that their mom built all their beds and the family couch, too. Jeanette Smollett and her late husband, Joel Smollett Sr., were activists that rubbed shoulders with everyone from the co-founders of the Black Panther Party to the most prominent civil rights leaders of their day. In a 2016 interview, Jussie Smollett told the New York Times, "My mom was in the movement with Bobby Seale and Huey Newton, and one of her first mentors was Julian Bond. To this day, Angela Davis is one of her dearest friends. We've spent Mother's Day with Angela." The company that the Smolletts like to keep clearly rubbed off on their children because they've been protesting pretty much their whole lives. According to Journey, she was 5 years old when she joined her mom at her first protest. She was out in the street holding a sign when the Los Angeles cops who beat Rodney King were acquitted on assault charges. She told The Hollywood Reporter that she was even allowed to see the film Malcolm X when it was still in theaters. As she put it, "My mom would cover her eyes in certain parts, but she didn't want to shield us from our history." More recently, the Smollett siblings have lent their support to the Black Lives Matter movement by attending marches and protests. Actor Alfre Woodard, who worked with the siblings at the non-profit Artists for a New South Africa, told the New York Times, "Their sense of justice is very strong, and it permeates everything that they do."
This movement really is living at the intersection of all.
Meet a future mom, a first-time mom, and a seasoned pro. This mom's one step closer to their new minivan.
People.
Journey Smollett wasn't even a year old when she landed her first acting gig. She had only been in the world for 10 months when she popped up in a diaper commercial, becoming the first Smollett to appear on camera. Even then, it was clear that Journey was destined for big things. Her big break came when, aged 4, she won a recurring role on ABC's Full House, playing the bestie of Michelle Tanner. The character was written for a white girl, but Journey's mother, Jeanette Smollett, insisted that she auditioned anyway. The rest is history, and it's a history that Journey is proud to be part of. As she later said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, "There's a generation of young girls, women of color, who have repeatedly expressed to me that they didn't see many young brown girls, young black girls on TV during that time. Growing up with an image of a girl whose hair was curly, it had an impact on them. I'm appreciative of and grateful for that." Journey Smollett's run on Full House went down so well with producers that ABC decided to offer her a spin-off show. According to Journey, when the network approached Jeanette Smollett with the idea, her response was, "Well, I've got more kids." Before she knew it, she and her siblings were auditioning in front of a bunch of studio executives. Doing a group performance of the Public Enemy song shut them down. Journey later described the scene to The Hollywood Reporter, recounting a room full of white executives watching 6 black children performing a politically charged song. She recalled, "I don't even think my mom was trying to make a statement. It's genuinely who we were. I remember the men just sitting there, not dancing at all, and then they f***ing bought this thing." Debuting in 1994, On Our Own wasn't just a fictional version of the real-life Smollett family dynamic. In the series, the Smolletts played a family of orphaned siblings who fight to stay together instead of letting themselves be split apart. The sitcom was cancelled after a single season, but they had fun while it lasted. Journey later told the New York Times, "It was like heaven. We all were in the same school trailer. We would eat hot links and bagels for breakfast every morning. Very black and Jewish of us." People began to take Journey Smollett seriously as an actor when she put in a scene-stealing performance opposite Samuel L. Jackson in 1997's Eve's Bayou, a Southern Gothic drama about a family torn apart by a philandering father. Smollett played Jackson's 10-year-old daughter in the critically acclaimed film, and she still has a good relationship with him to this day. She's since had a robust career in projects like Friday Night Lights, Birds of Prey, and Lovecraft Country. And she's also made headlines for speaking out about the way she's been treated on set as an adult. Speaking in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in August 2020, she aligned herself with the ideals of the Me Too movement and spoke about the consistent sexual harassment she'd experienced as an adult actress. She confessed, "I don't know that I can confidently say that I worked on one job prior to Lovecraft, from the time I was 12 on, or I hadn't been sexually harassed, whether it was by an AD, a co-star, director, producer." She began working with the Time's Up charity after the Harvey Weinstein scandal rocked Hollywood. And though she was among a number of celebs that stepped down from the board in 2021, she credited the movement with helping her to claim a sense of self-empowerment in the workplace and beyond. In 2016, all 6 Smollett siblings reunited in front of the cameras for the Food Network series Smollett Eats, a show that celebrates their family's love of good food.
It's about to be on and popping.
According to Jazz Smollett, things can get rather competitive in the kitchen for the family, whether they're on TV or not. But when they work together, they make a good team. During an interview with Essence in 2018, she broke down the roles each member of the family plays. Jake can cook absolutely anything. He doesn't really like to bake, but he's like king of the grill. I'm the bean queen. Red beans and ham hocks, black beans and coconut rice, lentils, legumes. Journey is really good with using different spices, and she loves making a lot of different side dishes. While Jazz didn't crown any sibling as the best one in the kitchen, it seems as though Jake is the one with that little bit of extra flair. He launched a career as a celebrity chef on the back of Smollett Eats, appearing as a judge on shows like Chops Jr. and The Chew. He also made regular appearances on The Rachel Ray Show, but a single segment wasn't enough for his ambitions. Instead, he wanted to share viewers more of an unfiltered experience with his web series, Raw. In a 2020 interview with Sheen magazine, Jake said, "I just wanted to create a show that was true to life. I wanted to create a show where I could have dope people over, cook, and talk about the interesting topics of life." On top of their adventures in the world of food, Jake and Jazz Smollett have also teamed up for their own show, Living by Design with Jake and Jazz, a flagship program for fledgling cable network Clio TV.
You're the boss. She's the boss.
The siblings have a natural chemistry that viewers adore, and they put it to good use on their show. The series focuses on a unique blend of interior design, DIY projects, and of course, cooking. We know that Jake inherited culinary skills from his mother, and it turns out that she also taught him his way around a circular saw. Jake described his role in the series in a 2019 interview with Ash Lemonade, saying, "Each episode is a custom piece that I either build or refurbish. Jazz will basically give me a few options. We work on colors together. I'm building pieces all from scratch, and it's a great time. It's a passion of mine to build, and I've been doing it, helping my mom since I was a kid." As part of the series, Jake prepares a meal for each episode's guests, while Jazz takes care of dessert. When she's done making all the interior design decisions for their home, of course. Journey and Jussie may have been more recognizable names for the last few years, but Jazz and Jake are proving to be a popular duo. Their unique lifestyle show returned for a second season in 2021. As Jazz said in an interview with Black Film, "We are so proud of this show. It has been such a labor of love." For years, Jussie Smollett was primarily known for playing Jamal Lyon, one of the main characters on the hit Fox series Empire. The series showcased both his acting and musical talents, and he used his platform to help establish a career as a musician. But all of that changed one fateful night in 2019 when Jussie made the explosive claim that he was the victim of a vicious hate crime. When Jussie told police in Chicago that he had been attacked by 2 men who shouted racial and homophobic slurs, wrapped a noose around his neck, and doused him with bleach, the story made international news. But in a stunning reversal, Jussie himself ended up arrested, accused of filing a false police report and staging the entire incident. Evidence soon emerged, revealed by the police, that the actor had paid brothers Olabinjo and Abimbola Osundaro, whom he knew as personal acquaintances, $3,500 to carry out the staged attack. Smollett maintained that the story was no hoax, even after the Osundaros revealed their version of the story to the police. As the New York Times reported, they told police that the actor was unhappy with his Empire salary and thought the assault would boost his profile. It was later reported that Jussie did not originally intend to go to the police with the story. Jussie was charged with filing a false police report in February 2019, but prosecutors dropped the charges the following month, which Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel called, quote, "a whitewash of justice." A special prosecutor was put on the case, and in 2021, the actor found himself back in court on 6 counts of lying to police. In public at least, Jussie Smollett's siblings have maintained support for him as he's weathered accusations of wrongdoing, criminal charges, and a high-profile trial. When Journey Smollett met with The Hollywood Reporter to promote her hit HBO show Lovecraft Country in 2020, she revealed that her family's world had been turned upside down by the Jussie situation. The Harley Quinn Birds of Prey star spoke publicly about the incident for the first time during the interview, and she made it clear that she believes her brother's version of events over that of the Chicago police. She told the outlet, "It's been painful, one of the most painful things my family's ever experienced. To love someone as much as we love my brother, and to watch someone who you love that much go through something like this that is so public has been devastating." Journey wasn't the only Smollett sibling to voice support either. In an interview with People 6 months after the alleged attack, Jazz Smollett said they're all there for each other and, quote, "know the truth about what happened." Eldest sibling Jojo Smollett broke his silence in an exclusive op-ed for BET, writing, "Like so many others, this entire process quickly devolved from a focus on him as a victim of assault to him being falsely accused and held responsible for a crime that was perpetrated against him." As we publish this video, the jury has not rendered the decision on Jussie's fate. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Nicki.
So, family, that's a little bit of the history of the Smolletts on the television. You know, it's interesting that they supposedly have a Russian, Polish, Jewish pappy. And we're dealing with Russia right now and Poland. And of course the Jews, because the Jews pay for every war. Yeah, they fund all the wars. And Jews run television. Jews are the producers of television. It would be nothing for a Jew to come up, find 6 orphan, so-called black or mixed children, and put them on TV. Make them superstars. Put Jussie's sister, supposedly, Journey, on TV in 3 months in a commercial. After 3 months, already on commercials. You know, it's interesting. Some interesting things in the clip I want to talk about. There's a connection that they're supposed to have, the Smolletts, with the civil rights movement, with the Black Panthers particularly. Interesting. And Angela Davis is supposed to be a close friend of Jussie Smollett's supposed to be mother. I saw Angela Davis in Chicago some years back when I was doing my show. A brother that used to be my cameraman outside of the show got tickets to go see, well, not tickets, but he knew the security guard. This was at a Rockefeller Center over, I believe, in close to the Hyde Park area of Chicago. And I had never been in a Rockefeller Center. I'm in there looking around. It reminded me of the movie Eyes Wide Shut with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. And it looked so gothic and wicked on the inside. The rooms upstairs, if you look upstairs, it looked as if it was so black. It was like a black I had never seen before, like a deceptive kind of black. Like if somebody was standing there, you couldn't even see him. It was just weird. And Angela was the keynote speaker at this event. I'm thinking I'm finna hear some revolutionary stuff. Angela Davis got up there and talked about feminism, praised feminism, and said that they love it. Angela Davis loves this generation. This is in 2010, 11, somewhere around there, 12 maybe. Said that they love this generation because this generation had been taught by feminists and didn't even know it. Wow. So, and Angela Davis challenged nature, challenged gender. What is gender? What is nature? What is all? I mean, just went to destroying life as we know it. And I couldn't believe it. And then when I kind of opened my eyes, I looked around in the crowd and I seen all these weirdo looking ass white folks. It was full of LGBTQ crazy looking freaks. that were eating up all of this negativity, or in Black's Law Dictionary, positivity. It's reversed. Listen to all this yes or ma'am, yes or boss kind of teaching coming from Angela Davis, who was supposed to have been a revolutionary. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. The same Angela Davis that was out there with the pumping up the black fist with the Panthers and all of that, ain't nothing like that in real life. Matter of fact, Angela Davis is possibly a dyke or dealing with some pale-faced woman, married to a woman, a pale-face. Nothing revolutionary about that. Nothing revolutionary about that person. And I ain't too keen on Jussie Smollett's so-called mama being a woman. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. This is supposed to be Jussie Smollett's mother here in the middle right here. That's one of them breasts look like it's much larger than the other. A lot of times them transgenders, they be like that. The little telltale signs that you can see that show you that these people are Baphomets, worshipers of the Baphomet. See, again, you have to pay attention when you're watching television. You have to pay attention to what the director is trying to direct you in. You got to pay attention to that. Yeah. You got to pay attention to the producers that are producing this program and programming. I don't think that Jussie Smollett's them so-called mother is a mother at all. I don't believe that. But then again, I could be wrong. I think they're a family of Baphomets. I think that even Journey here with this big old man head, I think that Journey in this very thin body, I think that this is a dude too, an invert. I could be wrong, but I believe it. This is how they do it. And see, they don't make you a class A actor or whatever. You don't get that many opportunities on the television if you're not all the way down with the programming. If you can't be used as a tool for the programmer, for the director, you don't get a chance to have your whole family, all your brothers and sisters on TV cooking in a cooking show. We don't need to know what the hell they cook in their private time. But they were loved by the Jews who run television so much that they were given a television show where they're cooking. You know, Journey said that Journey is the person that cooks the beans and stuff like that. And then one of them is a barbecue, or I don't know what the hell, whatever they said. But, you know, Hollywood inverts creatures all the time and put them on television. And one more thing that I noticed, it says that they join in with the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, Black Lives Matter movement was created and instituted by, what's that billionaire's name? Not Warren Buffett. I can't think of his name. George Soros. And he had some prop-ups, I'm going to call them. Some supposedly sisters, dark-complected sisters, that were used as the face of Black Lives Matter. And in their writings on the website, they didn't have no positions for straight men. None. They didn't even like straight men as far as Black Lives Matter, the organization itself. They were carpet bunchers. One of them married to, a pale face. Big old hard-looking pale face gal. Looked like she lift garbage cans and shit, or living. Big ass shoulders and all that stuff. Looked like a straight up dude, or like a garbage man to me. I ain't getting on the garbage man. I'm just saying look strong. Like the back was wide, or, they could really give you a hell of a vicious body shot. Why do they continue to push that type of energy up on us? Black Lives Matter, homosexuality and lesbianism. Why do so many Hollywood actors and actresses and people like this connect with that? You have to ask yourself that, what's really behind that? Why are they programming us and our children toward homosexuality? And look at Jussie Smollett in Empire, playing Jamal Lyon, superstar of Empire. I don't think he's that great of a singer. I don't think he's a musician at all, but I don't know, maybe he plays something. But to me, he damn sure ain't no great singer. But hey, he was damn sure on Empire. Many people was watching him. Happy to see him. Ecstatic to see him. But, to see the character. Because again, I'm not convinced that Jussie Smollett is a man. I'm not convinced. Because again, a lot of the A-list actors and the big time ones that they promote, they flip gendered anyway. That's the way it goes in Hollywood. Anyway, let's check this here situation now. Because now Jussie done went to court for the Subway lie he made up. Ain't that something? Subway sandwich, you think about foot long sandwiches, 6 inches and foot longs, and here they got this so-called homosexual dude out there with the foot longs. It's kind of funny to me how they put it together. But anyway, he was before the judge here yesterday, I think it was, and the judge ate him up. Ate Jussie, the character, put it like that. But again, they're always in character. It's always a show, even though, they're going through a court case, they're always in character, always an actor. Hell, the judge could be an actor. The lawyers could be actors. Paleface don't ever turn their cameras off when it comes down to Hollywood. Now, let's check this out. Let me share another screen with y'all here. Let's look at old Jussie in court. Shall we? And I'm going to give you a little bit more of my commentary. And open up the line.
I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. And I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Damage you've done to yourself is way beyond anything else that can happen to you from me or any other judge that can be sentencing you in this criminal case. You are now a permanently convicted felon. Your family, who loves you and supports you, I only want to use the word forgive, because forgiveness isn't even necessary. They're with you so much. They're so tight-knit. But you have to live with the fact that you really put them through a ringer. You've embarrassed your valuable friends in high places, elected public officials, people in the media. You've embarrassed them. You have to live with that. I don't know if those relationships can be repaired. You've become toxic in your own workplace. Your career future is uncertain at very best. It was really on a rocket ship to success, and now you've turned yourself into riches to rags, and it's so unfortunate. Your very name has become an adverb for lying, and I cannot imagine what could be worse than that. Try and consider who you are as a person, how you got here, how somehow you strayed away from your family values. You let that dark, narcissistic, selfish, and arrogant side come out, and you persisted with it for years. In this case, I'm fashioning the following sentence. Here's your sentence. I'm sentencing you to 30 months felony probation, and the probation is going to be to this court. You're going to be allowed to travel wherever you want. You do not have to live in the state of Illinois. You can report by phone. I know that if you're going to try to make a living and do some of the things you do, you may have to go to other places, New York and Los Angeles. You can do those things. You will pay restitution to the city of Chicago in the amount of $120,106. You are fined $25,000, which is the maximum fine. And you will spend the first 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail. And that will start today, right here, right now.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you, and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time, I am not suicidal.
Okay. Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present? Court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
I have to laugh, because these creatures are comical to me. They sociopathic, pathological liars. I'm not suicidal. Who the hell said you were suicidal? Idiot. Who brought up suicidal? If I go in here and something happens to me, you have to know I didn't do it myself. I didn't do it. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm not. So now what they're doing? Trying to set us up, because it's all about programming now. He was still in this character. Jussie Smollett was still in his character. It's a so-called black man, even though it's come from a mix. Can't really be what they call black or melanated, really. You really can't. It's a mix at best. But hey, it's a strong black man. That's the representation they want to give us through Hollywood. The Jews want us to see the strong indigenous melanated man being a sissy. Yeah, you can be a sissy. That's the character Jussie Smollett played in Empire. A Gump. Supposed to be a man, had a man in the movie. So they want us to look at the homosexual man out here as the strong man that's being railroaded by America and racism, nonsense. These Gumps walk the street. There ain't nobody messing with them. They be having on high heels. They all over TikTok. Ain't nobody messing with these sissies. Ain't nobody messing with them. They're all over. They'll be on the Breakfast Club, Flame Monroe, ain't nobody bothering these people in the physical sense. Don't let these devils make you believe that these Men that choose to bend over and get plowed are being disrespected out here so bad and so hard for them. Now, the judge railroaded this character, Jussie Smollett. Not railroaded, but I mean just went off on him, basically. Just went off on the character for a while. That's a short clip I showed. But you can go back and look at the rest of it. You can see the judge really raked this character over the coals. Just ate it up. Basically told it, you've been sitting here lying. Perjury, you committed perjury hour after hour after hour. Is what they said. You should be in the penitentiary, but I'm going to send you to county jail. 150 days. You got $121,000, $121,116 or something like that you got to pay back to Chicago. $25,000 max fine. And 30 months of probation, felony probation. But you can travel anywhere you want because your character, your character might need to be in a movie somewhere. And it may be required that you have to go out of the country, so we're going to let you travel. Really? Now, how many brothers you know that are heterosexual, that possibly that could go out here and stage a hate crime against some crackling backs and just get that little light sentence, especially if they got money? How many of you know? You can count them on your fingers, on your hand, right? Don't know many that don't exist like that. That ain't how America works when it comes down to the straight brother that's got cash in the pocket, that has an influence and a following. That ain't how Hollywood works. So we know that's all staged. Just pay attention. Like Malcolm said, history is best proved to reward how much research? All research. Every bit of the research you do. History is best proved to reward it. Look at the history of how America treats brothers that's straight. Versus how America treats brothers that's bent-wristed. And you'll see there's a stark difference. We don't get treated the same. It just don't happen like that. You don't get lenient sentences like that. Now, so is they going to say that they're going to try to do something to Jussie? Or stage like something happened to Jussie while Jussie is supposed to be behind bars? They're going to kill Jussie's character off behind bars because, again, that's still a character. It's never out of character. They're never out of character, family. So they're going to kill Jussie Smollett's character off after the public humiliation that Jussie Smollett's character just had to go through. Because, see, Hollywood is shutting down anyway. Ain't like it used to be, and will never probably be that way. After all the stories came out about the adrenochrome junkies in Hollywood that drink little children's blood, after all of the child trafficking connected to Hollywood and all of that, Disney and all of that, even Disney now is Disney has went so far, they know they through, but they're going to let you live in a virtual Disney now. You can live in Disney. You never have to leave. You'll never leave Disney. You'll be in a virtual hell. They call it reality. You'll be in a virtual cyberspace hell in Disney, a place where that massive witchcraft has been used to fool the masses, the children, to gain the trust of children, to have children wanting their mothers and fathers to take them to Disneyland, wanting to have, during Halloween, Mickey Mouse and the Minnie Mouse costume on, the Daffy Duck. Not Daffy, but what's that? Is that not Daffy? Ain't no Disney. Whatever, them damn characters, Goofy and all that. Hollywood is being shut down, and some of the people that have been involved in the drinking of adrenochrome and things of that nature, they're giving them an option when they get ready to kill off their characters or kill off Hollywood when it's over. They give them an option. You could take public humiliation. That's how we kill your character off. And, you go through that like Whoopi Goldberg, public humiliation. Stuff like that. Some of them volunteer for that. Some of them some of them do other things and their character stays, intact throughout the whole thing, even though Hollywood is over with and done. Hollywood should never be able to come back in our hearts and minds like it did before. What has the Hollywood actors ever done for the people? Really? They play in these movies like they're us, regular folk. They'll tell you a story. They'll play a hood movie and it'd be really what's happening in the hood, but in reality, they're not living like that. They're rubbing elbows with white Jews that's paying them all this money to deceive you. To keep you at bay, you go into the theater and you watch yourself and your community on TV. And what happens in your community, you watch it on television. You watch it in a big movie screen with buttered popcorn and Snicker bars and, Sprite, hot dogs and nachos, stuff like that. You get a chance to watch them play hood movies on the big screen. Your real life. But the actors ain't living like that. And they all got covering their eyes and showing you doing this and like they telling you to be quiet because they're keeping some type of secrets. They all throwing up all type of symbolism, Masonic symbolism. Nobody tells you what really goes on behind the scenes with them wicked Hollywood Jewish executive demons that cannot stand children. The child trafficking, the child prostitution. They don't talk about any of that. They don't come and tell us what really goes on behind the scenes. They'll get on, some show like Vlad or something, and they'll talk about what somebody else did to hold them back in the industry or some crap like that. Who might be gay in the industry, but they never really give you the meat and potatoes of how Hollywood really runs. They're all in on it. And they all been deceiving us. And I've been trying to give my people a bit and a piece here and there for years. You need to understand that the people that run Hollywood have never been your friend. They can't stand us. They hate us. Always have. And they hate heterosexuality. They hate men that love women and women that adore men. And the family unit, they hate that. If they didn't, they wouldn't be destroying it all the time on television. With reality shows, with Empire even. See? They wouldn't be doing that. And the actors wouldn't be playing in those movies. If they were really down with the people, they wouldn't play those parts. And then never really say anything in real life when we do get shot down here in the streets. They play those parts on TV. But when it really happens in the streets, you don't see Hollywood actors running to these rallies. Where are they? When the rallies go on, when all that stuff is going on down there in St. Louis. Where was all of the big-time Hollywood actors and actresses showing their support? Where was the Jussie Smolletts and the Journey Smolletts whose mother is supposed to be close friends with the revolutionary Angela Davis of the Black Panther Party? Where were they at? Where do they be? They don't be nowhere to be found. They're not on our side. Never have been, never will be. Hollywood actors and actresses ain't what the hell you think they are. And we all need to cancel that shit. It needs to die. And it is. But it needs to die from in our minds. See, that's what we need to kill Hollywood right here. And stop letting our children just sit in front of the TV and just watch it without looking and paying attention to the fact that the ones who run in the television, the Jews, they're pushing and promoting dysfunction, sexual dysfunction among our children. They got little boys kissing each other on the screen, little girls in relationships with each other on the screen. If you go on TikTok, you got these two dykes or lesbians that's always doing comedy skits and on they all be all on my Facebook, all down my Facebook page. Always doing skits. One light skinned and one a little darker than that. But they're promoting that to our children. So they're not promoting family life and the extension of families. What they're promoting is the destruction of the family, the destruction of the household. Somebody may want to have something to say. So I'm going to open up the line here and let some of you all, if you want to, depending on who you are, that is, speak on it. There is a link, fam. So anybody that wants to come on, just hit the link. And you'll pop up in a little box down here in the screen where you can't see it. But I can. I'll let you come on and speak your piece. Whether you agree, whether you disagree. I think that whilst you're getting ready, whether some of you all might want to come on now, you make up your mind. I think that they're trying to use this Jussie Smollett character to make it seem like we are so-called black men or melanated men are just boys that's crying wolf out here. So if anything really goes down, if there's a civil war, there's any type of racial tension, and these pale faces start coming after us, the real straight ones, that, through the Jussie Smollett case, that's how they'll see all of us. This is the programming that I believe that they're trying to get. So that nobody would believe us if we're being attacked by pale face, because, Jussie Smollett case, that'll be in the minds of the pale faces for sure. Or how he railroaded the judicial system and the criminal justice system. Ain't no criminal justice. Because the criminal justice system is ran by criminals. All these pale faces that come from different parts of the world that came here to this land and invaded it back in the 1700s, 1600s, 1700s. They were all criminals running from their own lands that they had already damn near destroyed. Petty thieves all the way up to pedophiles and killers and cannibals. That's who came to these shores and started setting up shop, killing off our folks and taking the land, changing the deeds on the land, the names on the land, making themselves us, creating kangaroo courts or criminal justice system where they, the criminal, gets all the justice. This is how they've been getting down. These people are wicked as hell. And that's who run the criminal justice system. The pale faces, and told they got it on lock. They hire a few of us because, of course, they've always had slave catchers. That's all the so-called indigenous or brother policemen and sisters too. That's all you are. You're just somebody there to, help these pale faces, catch the criminals, especially us. That's what you're there for. So, I mean, I know y'all probably see this Monica Loves 9,000. Monica Jeffries. You see, this is another sodomite on the page, bumping its gums through writing and typing. This is an individual that is a man, walks around in a dress and bends itself over to take. Oh no, excuse me. I think it said that it likes to bend men over, and it loves pale-faced men, which is great. I hope that if that's what you come to this world to manifest is dookie love. I hope you continue to keep plowing pale-faced boys, because your damn sure ain't helping them. You going inside the anus, you ain't helping any of them. You killing them. So I hope you continue to keep doing that. That's what you come here to manifest on the planet. Monica Loves 9,000, Monica Jeffries, man. That's what you come here to manifest, and you continue on, and you manifest the death of pale faces, or the sickness and illness of pale faces. You go right ahead on, and you base your wickedness and yourself in the wickedness of this pale face. Keep on doing what you do, because that's what you come here to manifest, what a man is not. See how they so high strung, always upset, always got a whole lot to say. Take over the whole chat, just type it and 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 type it. Just keep on typing up messages. Just like the average typical Gump. You cannot expect these Gumps out here to save us. It ain't gonna be no Gump groups that's gonna be coming to our rescue. It just ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. They're too busy trying to have the LGBT rights that they want. They want the right to be able to lay up with pale faces and to lay up with us too, those that would allow that and violate us. They've been programmed by the the system. And they want to program the rest of us, just like Jussie Smollett on Empire. Lee Daniels is the creator of Empire. Lee Daniels has a pale face man. Where's Lee right now, though? Lee put the character out there. Where's Lee Daniels? Where's Lee at? I ain't see Lee in the courthouse. Jussie Smollett is a whole phony, a Baphomet, I believe. Probably a woman, born a girl. See, some of these characters that you think, like I said, are men, they're not men, they're women, born girls. And they were taking hormone blockers because Hollywood put them on hormone blockers to deceive us. You think that's a joke? Some of you do, but it's not. Do your research. If you think I'm joking, think I'm lying, do your research. Is there anybody else in the chat other than this Monica Jefferson, this creature that wants to consider itself to be a woman that's not? Because all I see is this creature typing this, then took over the entire chat. Wasn't getting no response as Monica Loves 9,000. Now it's Monica Jefferson. And no matter how you consider yourself to be a Monica, you will never be a woman. You have no ovaries. have, no fallopian tubes. You don't have a period. You don't have the anatomy of a woman. You're not a woman. You're born a man. Something happened to you when you were younger, or you decided to just walk off into that so-called lifestyle, death style, on your own. Period. Anybody else in the chat? Can I get some ones if the rest of y'all in the chat seeing what I'm seeing? Let me get a one from the rest of y'all. I see 20 folks on here. And then see somebody else here with the VUM today. That's some troll. When you're hitting the nail on the head is when you get these trolls popping up. Exactly. Israel Free Nation 3. If you don't like the channel, what you here for? Because you have nothing intellectual to say. You're not an intellectual. You're not a brain, a thinker. You have no intellect to give. You have nothing really to offer. But I guess that's what happens when you stick in your penis in the anus of men. You a sick freak. And all you can spew out is bullshit. Dookie. That's because you playing in doo-doo all the time. So all you got is shit on your brain. You a shithead. So, all you can do is bring forth that type of energy. Yeah. Yes, indeed. That's all you got to offer the world. Yeah, love to hate the truth. That's exactly correct. This is a Jussie Smollett lover, probably. Probably love the character. Jamal Lion, with lion-ass character. Not lion as in the animal, but lion as in telling lies to your vision. On the television. Well, family. Take care of yourselves. Look after each other. Get your survival gear up. Work out. Get your health in order. Get ready for any and everything. This motherfucker could be invaded by Russian and Chinese soldiers in a minute. They could nuke it and blame somebody else. Because that's what America does anyway. Poison the citizens and then blame somebody else for doing so. Act like it didn't do nothing. Because again, like I said, they came here as criminals. And the apple don't fall too far from the tree, is what they say. So the seeds of the pale faces that came here and invaded this country, they still have the same mindset, same mentality. Destruction is what they do when they get in positions of power. The rest that are not in the positions of power just go along with it. They may act like they're really angry and upset about the racism, the way that certain people are treated in this country, but they're not going to do the damn thing about it. Never have, never will. So they all work together in the white supremacist thought process. All play a part. All play a role. So separate yourself mentally, family, from this demon. See the demon falling, being destroyed. Get your mindset in viewing America crumble, because that's exactly what you're looking at right now. They have nothing left to give the world after they don't come through and after their attempt to rule the entire world by force of a syringe and possibly turning folks into zombies. After they've done this, There's no way no pale face on the planet should be able to be looked at the same way they've been looked at up until this point, as great leaders, great men, and those who have, we should respect and honor. No, hell no. No. At this point, we should never see pale faces from here on out as any type of savior, any type of true helper. They're not spiritual enough to do that. Wake up and recognize the creator in you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. That energy that you may be looking for, you call a Messiah, got to be in you. Nobody finna crack the sky open and give you anything. Nobody. So again, witness the destruction of America, because Jussie Smollett case is, once again, the pale faces pulling straws. They're doing everything they can to hold up this persona that they want to put forth for the world to see brothers in. They want the world to see us in a negative light, so to speak. I don't trust these so-called black men. They're out here lying. Look at what they do. We give them a chance to make all this money and be in front of the world and be loved and be honored. And look at what they do. They go and lie on us. We can't trust those guys. Don't believe what they say. This is what they want to do. Don't let it happen. Just like they got gatekeepers, transgenders, the Creator has gatekeepers too. Yeah, and we tell you what really goes on in this world behind the scenes. And every time that pale faces get to a point where transgenders and LGBTQ becomes everything, their civilizations crumble. Down through the annals of history is what the pale face say. Looking through assholes. Because they colonizers out here in your damn colon. What is the root word of colonizer? Colon. Think about that. The pale-faced man always in your ass. Literally, figuratively, spiritually, mentally, every type of way he can be. They just butt boys running the planet, a savage caveman running the planet, sticking his penis everywhere it ain't supposed to be. And then trying to make the indigenous man look like that's what we are about. They want to flip the script before they close they stage all the way down. Before the Hollywood stage closes completely, they want to flip the script and make us the face of homosexuality because they know damn well we're not that. Never have been that. Historically, we've never been that. They have always been that. That's right. The DNA is already altered when they get the snake bite. Facts. This is what pale-faced men are doing all over the world, altering the DNA of people, cutting off their so-called connection to this God or the Creator. That's what they're doing all over the world globally. Yet they're supposed to be of the stock of the Savior of the world, a little Jewish boy, little pale-faced Jewish boy in a manger over there in the so-called East, what we know as the East. Really? You the Savior of the world. You have the Savior of the world coming from you, but yet you out here not saving the world at all in real life. You out here giving folks a snake bite, changing their DNA, cutting off their connection to this deity. that's supposed to be in the sky somewhere that we praying to. Ain't that something? Keep a watchful eye, family, but watch with your third eye more than you do with these eyes. Get off into your third eye. Some of you may not believe in that. Get off into your spirituality, whatever you call it. The spirit, that voice that still speaks to us. Because see, if you ain't had that, see, some people that's got that snake bite, they say they can't even feel. They don't feel, they don't hear that voice anymore of compassion telling them to do this or to do that, to do good, to do right. It's gone. That was the whole purpose of the snake bite. And they use the television, once again, TV, news reporters to report that everybody needs to wear a mask. Now they're saying you don't have to. See how they can flip the script all over the world and just play with you? Never had to come and give an account for that? Who has to give an account for all the lies they told the people, all the fear they put in the people all over the world? Who gives an account for that? Huh? Who gives account for that? Pale faces think they can just skate on through the entire world. Well, I mean, to the end of the world, they think they can just skate on through and Jesus is going to save them. Don't you know your damn daddies done lied to y'all about a goddamn Jesus, a savior? You don't have no savior within your nation. You don't come from that type of stock. You can't produce that. Your vibration on this planet is not that high. You can't do it. You get lice in your head. You use a goddamn suntan lotion, baby. You need suntan lotion to be out here on the beach. You the only motherfucker at the beach, and you're always at the goddamn beach. You're the only one there with a big ass umbrella. Ain't no goddamn trees and shade at the beach, but you out there with goddamn umbrellas. It ain't raining. But your artificial intelligence ass is out there at the beach acting like you one of the original people on this planet, when that is not the case at all. It's the pale-faced man and woman right now that has been lying to the world about getting the snake bite, as somebody put in the chat, changing the DNA of the world. They hate humanity. They know they're not real and human, or they know they're not original on this planet. So they don't give a damn about getting the shot. They get all four of them. Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca. They getting all them damn shots. Hey, which one are you getting? Which one are you getting, Bob? I don't know. Which one you getting, Steve? They was getting them, loving to get them goddamn shots. Been pushing it. Now they starting to realize their bodies all breaking down. Organs is drawing up and shit. Hearts is getting myocarditis and all this. They so wicked with it that they give it to the children too. Had children all up in schools, and you gotta, put this mask on your face. Always in character, even in the school system. You have Hollywood through the news media. Do you think the news ain't part of Hollywood? Yeah, it is. These newscasters have been used by the elites to push the elites program. It's like all the world leaders are down with it. And they want to come in to our communities and physically whoop on our head. And they don't want us to be able to have nobody to come to the rescue. So they put up a Jussie Smollett, supposed man, but yet he's LGBTQ, a lover of the LGBTQ. This is a character that, he plays, right? And they put that person out there, and they want that to be the narrative. We just a bunch of liars crying racism. So beat their head in and don't even pay no attention when they whine about it, or when they say something about it, or when they try to get your attention and try to get on the news and talk about it. No, we can't let that be the narrative. Don't think that they're not going to come after us in a civil war. Because in Hurricane, I'm going to say this and let you go. In Hurricane Katrina, after Hurricane Katrina, during the Hurricane Katrina, some things were going on that we didn't know about if you weren't there. Now, I watched videos after the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, which was not the hurricane, it was the bombing of the levees by the government. Some of them brothers made videos, they said, they were shocked because the white boys they grew up with, they used to be at their house eating food their mamas cooked. They would go over to their house, the white boys' houses. They would eat food together. They went to school together. They played together. They fought sometimes, but they made up. They were friends, went to each other's weddings and all this and that. They said that when they realized that the police wasn't coming through the neighborhood no more, they turned on them. They started trying to kill them. They running for their life in real life. You can't trust Whitey. Not a good idea. You shouldn't. I ain't gonna say you can't because we've been doing it effortlessly to our demise for centuries. You won't trust Whitey when you get the right spirit in you. Get the right spirit in you and you won't trust Whitey. You see? Yeah, the pale face got the highest number of A's. Exactly. There are a bunch of butt bandits running around here. Shouldn't no damn butt bandit be able to tell any straight man what to do? That society, that thought process, I can't do it. It has to die. Can't no damn skirt wearing, lipstick wearing, goddamn wannabe bra wearing, pale face or any other face that's man tell me what to do. I just can't let it happen. So again, family, take care of yourself. Be vigilant out here. Get you some seeds. Pack light. Get you a survival bag. You may have to run up out of here. Run somewhere. Get you a gas mask. Get you some iodine tablets. I'm going to have to give me a gas mask. See, as you teach, you're being taught too. I'm teaching, but it come right back to me. No, we can't keep living under this. We just can't. We just cannot. So it has to come to a head. This has to bust like a goddamn pimple. You know when a pimple get on your face and shit? It be sore in the beginning sometimes. You try to pop it. You try to pop it too goddamn soon. It just be hurting pain. It ain't ready to pop yet. And all of the gunk ain't come to the surface yet. But when it turn white, you know you're just ready to pop it. Pop! And all the nasty white. It's white. Ain't that some of our pimples be white? Shit. Of course, they got some black hairs too, with too much grease and everything in your system. But a lot of times, them pimples and shit, pow! You pop it through all that white shit come out of there, all that gunk, all that, This thing has got to come to a head like a pimple and be popped. No longer can we continue to call ourselves men and allow this homosexual at heart, this child trafficking pedophile, this cannibalistic, savage werewolf, this lichen, this Dracula. No way can we continue to allow this damn bloody red meat eating savage to continue to run the world. We got to meet on the pavement. Your team against my team. May the best man win. Period. Revolution is where it's at. Ain't nowhere else. Ain't no such thing as black identity extremists either. Ain't nothing extreme when you're dealing with extreme measures, when you're dealing with people who bring forth, or a group of individuals that are extreme, you have to be extreme too. Understand, overstand, and understand that. Or understand and overstand that. Leave understand out. I said enough, family. So, y'all have a good night. Alito, Shalom, Shalom, Peace, Hotel, Abaragani. Free the land. Till you see me again, may the Most High take care of you and yours. Alito.